It happened in the summer. The weather was scorching, making it nearly impossible to go outside during the day. I was spending my vacation in a small rural town. One evening, I decided to go for a walk with my friends. We met up at the local Central Park and wandered around the town. We walked for a long time, almost reaching the river. Near the river, there were a couple of abandoned houses left standing. There were always rumors about them, as there are in every town. Stories about how a deranged couple used to live there, abusing children, worshiping the devil, and performing dark rituals. These houses stood apart from the others, leaning from age and rotting from moisture. One of my friends, Emily, suddenly remembered how we were always warned about these houses as kids so we wouldn't play in the ruins. Back then, I thought it was just an old scare tactic. She then suggested we explore the houses, just for the thrill of it. We made our way through the overgrown yard and vegetable garden. The front door was so crooked it couldn't be opened, so we had to climb in through a broken window. The floor creaked loudly, and the wind howled through the cracks. We split into pairs. Emily and I decided to explore the kitchen and bedroom, while Sarah and Jessica went to check out the basement and hallway. Suddenly, a terrible crunch and crash filled the silence, followed by our friends' screams. Emily and I jumped up and ran toward the basement door. It turned out that the wooden staircase had rotted away, and when Sarah and Jessica tried to go down, it collapsed beneath them. They fell into total darkness. We shone our phone lights down and called out to them. Sarah had dislocated her leg and couldn't put weight on it, and Jessica had badly scraped her knee. The rest were just minor bruises and scratches. That's when we realized we needed help. We couldn't handle this alone. I suggested staying with them while Emily ran to get assistance. After she left, I sat down and started talking to the girls, trying to keep them calm. But we all knew we were in serious trouble. Then I heard something, a faint rustling sound from the darkness of the basement. The girls went quiet. We listened, but there was nothing. We figured it must have been a rat or something. But then Jessica suddenly screamed. She shrieked that something had just licked her leg. I froze, my mind immediately flashing back to the stories about these houses. I quickly shone my phone light into the basement, trying to find whatever had scared her. The weak light flickered around the room, but I saw nothing. I told the girls they were just imagining things. Then we heard it again, a rustling sound, a low hiss, and heavy, ragged breathing from the darkness. A chill ran down my spine. The girls started screaming, begging me to keep the light steady. I snapped out of my frozen state and shined the light toward the basement. I wish I hadn't. I wish we had never come here. Maybe then they would still be alive. In the dim glow of my phone, I saw something. A figure vaguely human but wrong. It had no legs, just a bloated torso dragging itself forward with long, twisted arms. Its head was grotesquely large, lurching forward in spasms like it was convulsing. A slick, dark substance trailed behind it, either mucus or blood. It locked eyes with me and let out a low, guttural hiss. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I couldn't even blink. The thing inched closer to the girls. They were in full-blown hysteria, scrambling to climb up, but the basement walls were too high. Jessica ran to where the stairs used to be and desperately tried to grab onto something. Then it reached Sarah. It pressed its grotesque face to her leg and licked her again. She screamed, kicking wildly, but it was too strong. With a single jerking motion, it tore a chunk of flesh from her arm and started eating it. Sarah's screams were inhuman. Blood poured from her wound. The creature didn't stop. It devoured her, tearing off pieces of flesh with sickening, wet sounds. I finally snapped out of my horror-struck daze and lunged forward, trying to pull Jessica up. The thing let out a guttural growl as it continued its gruesome feast. Tears streamed down my face as I realized Sarah was beyond saving. Her screams faded, replaced by the creature's disgusting chewing. Then it moved again. We heard that awful rustling sound. It was coming for Jessica next. In pure desperation, I grabbed her hands and pulled with everything I had. But I wasn't strong enough. A moment later, something yanked her away from me with monstrous force. I fell backward, slamming against the wall. When I looked down at my hands, I was still holding a piece of her arm. The rest of her was gone. That's how they found me, sitting in shock, gripping my friend's severed hand. The authorities demolished the houses soon after. In the basement of one, they found human bones, freshly gnawed. The other was equipped like a torture chamber. That couple must have done terrible things there. But I still wonder what that creature was and where it went. Strangely, not long after, someone bought the land. A new house was built and a guy moved in. When I met him, I had the strangest feeling that I'd seen him before. Please subscribe to the channel and like it. You can also leave your comments. These actions help promote the channel on the YouTube platform and inspire me to release new horror stories for you, my dear viewers. You can also follow the links at the end of the video or enter the channel to watch other horror stories.